What up, y'all? I'm back with another review, and I'm here to review the newest studio album from Misch entitled What Kind of Music. It is his second studio album, but it is actually him featuring Yussef Dayes. And I've heard the name Yussef Dayes before, but I definitely know who Misch is. I remember when I first found him, I was listening to one of those lo-fi, chill beats to study to, relax, that type of thing. I was listening to one of those and his track came up and it just caught my ear. So I was like, okay, who is this and what's the track called? I go to it and I'm like, okay, I'm fucking with this a lot and I'm not going to forget the name Misch after this. So, and that was like, it was before his last project, Geography, dropped back in 2018, which I really enjoyed that project. It was one of the more underrated projects of 2018, in my opinion, and honestly, one of the more underrated projects since I've been covering or being a music journalist. I want you to say ever since I've really been reviewing music, and that's like since uh, June, July of 2015. So I think it's one of the most underrated projects, even since then. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little backstory, like how I came across Misch, and like I said, Geography was really nice. It was mostly just him, and there were a few features like Loyal Carner and Gold Link and De La Soul were on there, and I want to say that was it. I want to say, but yeah, Misch x Yussef Dayes. Let's get right into it. What kind of music review? I'll just go ahead and say this right now, though. What kind of music is this? If that's the question, it's good music because this is just fantastic. But the first track, the title track, what kind of music? It's just smooth. It's almost like an experience, like an astral projection. It's just really nice. And then the second track, Festival, was a nice follow up track. It was very wavy, and then we get into the third track, Night Rider, featuring Freddie Gibbs. And talk about wavy, man. The way Freddie rode the beat on his verse was just perfect. It's like him on Shadow of a Doubt all over again. And pretty much whatever beat he graces in the first place. There's a short but repetitive sample throughout this beat that I swear I've heard before, but I just can't place it. I just can't. I'm gonna keep listening to the track though, because it's one of my favorites on here. I just can't place where I've heard this sample from. Track number 4, Tidal Wave, is just complete bliss. Like, like this whole project is just, we're only 4 tracks in, but if this itself had just been an EP, like What Kind of Music, Festival, Night Rider, Tidal Wave, I an EP might have been one of my 5 favorite projects of 2020 because this is just great. Track number 5, Sensational. A very nice, short first half closer. Well, actually, no. The closer would be the next track, The Real, which kind of took a while for me to get into the repetitive The Real sample, but it grew on me. On the first listen of the album, I was like, I don't know. But then on the second listen, it didn't bother me at all. And as I kept listening, I was like, this is just freaking great. Like, Misch is on his shit with Yussef Dayes. Track number 7, Liftoff. I really enjoy the psychedelic vibe that the guitar gives this track. Like, it's just really nice. Like, if um if any of y'all, well, a good bit of y'all are actually that watch me. If you are into Brockhampton, and for those who I know just are, definitely check this I definitely recommend you check this project out anyway. But check this track out in particular, Liftoff, because it is just amazing. If you liked Summer from Brockhampton, you should like this track because it's like. But anyway, the next track, 8, I Did It For You. Very simple track. It kind of makes me want to just snap my fingers and maybe tap a little bit. Like he's just saying like, baby, it's true, baby, it's true. I did it all for you. Track number 9, Last 100. It brings a more upbeat life to the album. Not saying that the album isn't upbeat and that there's no life to this at all. 'Cause this album is just this album is just great. But with this one, it's just a little different. Now the next track, Kiev featuring Rocco Palladino. This track is just fitting, and I don't mean fitting like, oh, it's just another track, like it goes along with the album, like fine, like this being here is cool, but if it wasn't here I would miss it. I don't mean it's fitting like that. I mean it's fitting in the sense that it adds to the album's quality in terms of quantity, because it's a quality track. And even though it's like one of my, I can't even say, I'm not gonna say there's a least favorite track. I'm not gonna do that to this album. But even though it's one of the tracks I'll be playing the least, it still adds to the quality of the album just because it's a quality track. So yeah, like I said, just another quality album that caters to the amount of the quantity of quality on this project. So it was a really nice track to have. The next track, Julie Mangoes. I just love this because it's not even really so much of a song. It's just him talking to some guys in the studio and getting on the phone with a guy. And he asked him, like, what do you think about the project? And the dude was like, am I being recorded? And Tom was like, lying his ass off, saying, no, you're not. And the dude said like he sees growth on here from Geography. He actually thinks it's better than Geography. And just something like this, like this feels like something you would hear or see on a documentary, on unreleased footage and things like that, studio session type of thing. So to have it on the album and for it honestly to be something I agree with, for him to say he sees growth from Geography, which makes it really special because that project was special, and how he thinks it's just better than Geography. It's like, yeah, I can I can agree with that. So that just makes this track really really enjoyable. And the last track, Fantastic Ending, just fantastic. Like honestly, like it was the 12th track on the project. This was when I first saw how many tracks it was, I was like, okay, this is going to be short. But then I saw how long some of the tracks could be, and I was like, okay, this might be a little longer. But at no point listening to this project was I going, shit. I wasn't going like, oh, why is it this long? Like, why is why is it doesn't have to be this long. Like, you're giving yourself not so much room to fail if you make a project really wrong, like really long. Which, like I said, it wasn't. It was only 12 tracks, but some of these tracks were really long. I mean, not were really long, but some of them he kind of extended a little bit. But at the same time, didn't really feel extended because it felt just right. Like every track was just good. And by the way, the track wasn't like Fantastic Ending. The title was Calm Before the Storm, Storm Before the Calm. But I was just saying, like, it was a really fantastic ending. This project is just great. I might have to get the vinyl for this. Like, this is fantastic. Now, here's some of my thoughts on the album that I didn't have written in my review notes. This is more of a summary type of thing. While listening to it, I thought, like, this just feels nice. This is more so on the first listen. Like, I was just thinking, this just feels really nice. And I was liking, and with the first 3 or 4 tracks, loving the experience. And at the end, I was like, damn, like, man, I love when an artist does this. Like, and a good, at least an artist that I think is really good. I love when they do this. Like, they follow up a good project with one that's with just another one, and one that has elements of being just as good, if not better. And not even elements. I think this album as a whole is better than Geography. Like, I really enjoyed this project. I'm not gonna lie, on my first listen though, I was feeling every track, but the first 3 or 4 tracks I was like, yes, let's freaking go, man. Tom, atta boy. And then it was almost like a fall off on the first listen. I remember that, but on the second listen, it was like, where's that at? Like on the first listen, I kind of had not even a fall off, but it kind of like just it steadily waned a bit, but stayed pretty high on the second listen, and every listen after that, it's like, yo, what the fuck were you on that first listen? just it's just fantastic, and it's just fantastic, and it's right now, as of May the 2nd of 2020, this is one of my 3 favorite projects, 3 or 4. It's one of my top 4 favorite projects of 2020. Like, this is just fantastic. If you've heard this project, please let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this project, I definitely recommend that you check it out, and then come back and let me know what you think about it and what you think about my review on it. And that's pretty much it, y'all. If I was gonna give this a rating, I'm gonna say it's a 7.75 to an 8. Like, this is really, really good. I'm loving everything about this project. Be sure to hit the like button if you like this review, share the review, subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see. Also, be sure to check the description, because what's down there is just info about me, as far as like keeping up with me outside of YouTube, because when I'm not reviewing a lot of music, I'm talking about it a lot on Twitter. So definitely follow me on there. Like, just check the description, it'll lead you right to it. Facebook, freaking my email, freaking my PSN name if you want to talk about music on the PlayStation as well. And that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.